Welcome to the Soul Health Mentor podcast with Nadia Kraus. Learn how to move your awareness out of your mind and into your heart so you can embody your divinity, experience joyous peace of mind, and create your most vibrant life by opening to receive your soul's sacred medicine.
Hello, beautiful soul. Hello, strong heart. Hey, brilliant listener. Welcome back to day 5 of our kickoff event. We're kicking off Soul Health Mentor 2.0. It's a new season, it's springtime, and we are planting dream seeds. In this episode of Soul Health Mentor 2.0, the second season, I share with you my joy, my delight, and my pleasure. I even had the audacity to call it becoming your true nature, joy. And you might think such a statement is ludicrous, especially if you're not feeling so good right now, but please bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. I share my joy, delight, and pleasure with you because that's exactly what I have felt when I create podcast episodes for you, when I have amazing guests on the show and we have meaningful conversations. And we just had 4 of those days. Kickoff. We had so many amazing conversations with amazing guests, and we kicked off with my solo episode talking about happiness is. So happiness comes from the inside. It doesn't come from the outside. And joy comes from the inside as well. Joy doesn't mean that you're always happy. That's not at all what it means. It just means that there's an internal environment present that can have us be in joy when our outside circumstances aren't that great. For me, it took leaving my country of origin, Germany, to fully become my true nature, joy. And Germany wasn't an environment that helped me blossom and thrive. So let me elaborate on that. When I say leaving Germany helped me become my true nature, joy, then that doesn't mean that I wasn't a positive person. I'm by nature positive. I'm definitely not a skeptic. I am definitely a cheerleader, and I have a sunny disposition by nature. But I wasn't joyous in Germany. I was feeling so frustrated because my heart and my soul were telling me that I want to write a book. I want to speak my truth. I want to speak my wisdom. I want to share my medicine. I want to do good in the world. I want to win big and do good. Those were the desires that I was feeling in my heart. And I tried everything possible. I had 3 different kinds of businesses in Germany, but it's a different culture. It's a different culture, and my growth was stunted. So that joy that is naturally there, my enthusiasm and my zest for life, that disappeared. And I became very, very unhappy. And there was a lot of complaining going on in my head, and a lot of bitching and griping, and there was a lot of anger and frustration. And I was starting to develop a bitterness towards Germany. So Anais Nin said it so perfectly when she said, "And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." And that's why hubby and I risked everything when we left Germany on 11/11/11. And as I already said previously, being joyous doesn't mean you are happy all the time. Not at all. It just means that a joyful spirit is evidence of a grateful heart. That was Maya Angelou. And that right there is heart wisdom. A joyful spirit is evidence of grateful heart. And I didn't know Maya Angelou until I came to the States, because in Germany she's not someone that I ever heard of. I never heard of quotes by Maya Angelou until I came here. And it kind of makes sense because it's worlds apart. And there's also people in Germany that are quoted that you wouldn't know about. It's just, part of being in a different culture and living in a different culture. But when I heard various quotes of Maya Angelou, there's such deep wisdom. And we each carry wisdom through experienced life. That's how wisdom develops. It's not knowledge, it's applied knowledge. It's not, because information without action is just that. It becomes just nothing else, just information. But applied information, applied knowledge becomes lived experience, and it becomes wisdom. So I've done a lot of things in my young life, and I've always been a very bold spirit, always discovering and always exploring, and I wanted to share that. And I had no means. I had no means in the environment I was in. It wasn't meant for me. It's also not a coincidence that I married an American husband, right? So it was just not meant for me. Leaving then was the thing to do, because we hit rock bottom as a couple and as individuals in Germany. We had nowhere else to go. Like, from there's only up. And we were bold and we did it. What we didn't realize is that was going to be so much harder than we thought it would be. So today, many dark nights of the soul later, starting in Germany, and then they kind of continued on the adventure, and also having to face many fear storms during those dark nights of the soul, I stand before you today telling you the story of the capability of becoming the change you wish to see in your world. We all have that capability. We all have that ability to become the change we wish to see in the world, but I say in your world, because you can only begin with yourself, right? So today, I will share with you how you can create a transformational sacred space of restoration, revival, and rebirth, so you can return to feeling deeply nourished and ready to nurture your dream seeds this growing season with Soul Health Mentor. So these dream seeds can spring to life. And I'm talking about seeds and growing season because nature shows us that there's spring, we plant the seeds. Then there's summer, we water the seeds, we fertilize the seeds, we nurture the seeds, and our little plants are growing. And then comes autumn, and we harvest what we've planted. And then in winter, we go into a darker container, in the sense of, the light, the days become shorter, and it's darker earlier, and we go into this container of digesting the year, what went well, what did not go so well, and where are we with our dream seeds. And then we digest, we rest and digest, so that we're ready for the next spring season and growing our next round of dream seeds. That's actually a natural rhythm and cycle of authentic living. Modern life has denatured us, and the hustle culture has actually disconnected us from joy and disconnected us from our true nature. So this here, right here at Soul Health Mentor, is a journey of exploration and discovery. I've personally taken the road less traveled in a continual way all throughout my life, and in a consistent pursuit of authenticity and self-discovery. And I was never afraid to boldly going where I had never gone before, because my why was always stronger than my fear. My why was so potent. My desire, my heart's wish, my soul calling me, my calling. It was always so potent that it just pulled me through all the uncomfortable. It's hard to explain. It's my focus was always just on the desire and what I'm here for. So I believe, because I've lived it, and it's just intrinsically in me, that growing ourselves beyond our comfort zones is actually where the real magic happens. So this journey that I've been on has not only created new experiences, but also so much growth and expansion. So much growth and expansion in heart and mind. And I invite you into this exploration and into this discovery. And it sounds exciting because I'm now the adventurer that came back from the big adventure, telling you all about it and telling you about all the things I discovered. But I have to be honest with you. The journey started with disconnection. That is what catapulted me and us, hubby and me, into doing something really bold. It started with disconnection from my true self, our true self. We hit rock bottom as individuals and as couple. And then a series of moments just led us. And we boldly sold everything we owned to go live and work on a cruise ship. And we left on 11/11/11. And back then, and you can't make this stuff up. I've already said it in other podcast episodes, but I'm going to say it again. It was literally the cruise ship company booked that appointment for us, booked that ticket on that day. And we took it as an auspicious sign, really looking forward to a new adventure. And what I only realized years later, I think it was literally 11 years later, because I got really into astrology once in the States, and the cosmic cycles and natural rhythms and cycles of astrology and all the archetypes. So Scorpio is the archetype of death, rebirth, and transformation. And we definitely went through a death, a rebirth, and a transformation. And we didn't do it just once. We did it several times. There were also several dark nights of the soul. We did not know that it would have us face our demons, our inner demons, in ways that we could not foresee. It definitely hasn't been an easy road to living on purpose. But what's the point? If we don't live on purpose, what's the point of our life? That's my perspective. One of the soul power mantras I love, because they are my North Star. I have many soul power mantras, so I'm going to share this one with you. I'm healthy and bounding with vital force energy to live on purpose. That's how I want to live. That's my vision for life. I am healthy and bounding with vital life force energy and living on purpose. So it did take facing our shadow. It did take facing our demons so that we could liberate our light. And we were liberating the light that was bound in pain. So I'm here to tell you that rebirth is absolutely possible. And it doesn't have to be as big as leaving the country to go live and work on a cruise ship. Of course not. That was our path. That was something we did. It doesn't have to be that big. Of course not. We also don't have children, so we were able to do that. We're a couple. It's Eric and Nadia. That's it. So we were able to do that. It is possible for you to rebuild from the heart, because that is what rebirth is. You rebuild from the heart. That's what it was for us anyway. All the illusions and all the things that can't really make you happy, can't really give you purpose, those were burnt to the ground so that we could rebuild from the heart. And if you need support in coming to your center, coming to your heart, then check out my guided heart throne meditation. And again, I apologize. I just realized I don't know what number the episode is, but it is the beginning of Soul Health Mentor. So Soul Health Mentor 1.0. I will link it in the show notes blog. So go visit soulhealthmentor.com, hit that button top left, and then this episode is episode number 67. And I will make sure to link the guided heart throne meditation in there. Listen to that meditation for support, because the heart is like the headquarters. All of your bodies, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body, and your light body, your soul, meet in the heart. It is an energetic thing. It is, for instance, if you're in your heart space and you're really setting the intention to connect with your physical body, then there is a completely different connection than when you connect to your physical body from the mind and you tell yourself, oh, I'm 20 pounds too heavy, I need to exercise, I need to go on diet, I need to do this, and yada, yada, yada. It's a completely different space, but we want out of your mind and into your heart space here. That is the exploration. So I truly believe that the heart is the headquarters, the I forget the word. I'm thinking English and German right now, and then I kind of forget all words, but you know what I mean. I believe that when all four bodies, it's actually five bodies, the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and the light body, your soul, when you come into heart space, your soul is able to drop into your body more and more. So I believe when all of our bodies, all of our subtle bodies are in sync, aligned, and congruent through the heart, then we experience true happiness or joy, because it's not dependent on outside circumstances. And we also experience soul satisfaction. You know how good it feels to have a little dance party in your body, or how good your body feels after a cleanse, right? You know that feeling. Well, you can take the same kind of appropriate action for your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body, even the light body, your soul. There is self-care and soul care practices that will take care of you and all of your bodies. And that's what we're going to continue talking about here at Soul Health Mentor. And I'm going to continue creating episodes for you with little tips and tricks. Every single solo episode that I create for you, I view as a little mini workshop of soul health, little mini workshop of taking better care of yourself. And so I wanted to let you know that I have created an episode. I called it Rest and Digest, Build Your Body Strong, but I'm actually talking about all the bodies. And that's episode number 57. That one I know. So check that out. It's actually a new morning routine so that you can start a new morning routine as your foundation of becoming your true nature, which is joy. When you start your day like that, it is more likely to stay anchored in joy and happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction. Or it's helpful to come back into your center quicker should you lose your center during the day. So check out episode number 57. And to end today's podcast, I wanted to share one last thing. The other day, someone asked me, and excuse my language, okay, but I have to say it this way. The other day, someone asked me what I gave a profound shit about. My answer: heart and soul, baby. Heart and soul. I care so much and so deeply about that because if we don't have heart and soul, where does our humanity go? Think about that for a moment. Without our connection to heart and soul, what does humanity become? It's a scary thought. And once you connect to heart and soul, you can allow your heart to open. Maybe not all at once. You can allow your heart to open and heal so that your heart can flourish step by step. Because heart healing and heart awakening does take time because we all carry wounds, and that's okay. And then after our hearts flourish, our souls can start thriving in human form. Because what did I say? I said when we come into that heart temple space, then our souls can drop into our bodies more. And we begin embodying our highest self and the best version of who we truly are, someone with gifts and talents and skill sets that can make the world a better place because of you being in it. That's it. The world is already a better place because of you in it. It's just that we have to excavate our gold because we as a race are all wounded in one way or another. Every single human, every single soul has gone through something that has closed their hearts a little. So in real life, opening your hearts, flourishing your hearts, healing your hearts, and really coming into soul self starts looking like unstoppability. You become unstoppable because you follow your heart's wishes and soul desires in the best way you can. And it's often anchored in simplicity. It's actually the ego that tells you all these complex things of having to prove yourself to be worthy, when soul truths are anchored in simplicity. So this unstoppability isn't anything grand. It isn't anything that the ego tells you, oh, I'm unstoppable, I'm the greatest ever. It's more the energy of you are unstoppable in growing and expanding and flourishing and thriving in love, in joy, in harmony, and in soul satisfying peace. That's really what it's about. So this unstoppability is a wonderful energy to experience. It just takes a little time to grow into, and it takes a little time to fully embody that unstoppability and to reclaim your zest for life, your joy, your happiness, your fulfillment. I want you to know that you can do anything your soul thrives for, because the things your soul thrives for is your true nature. So it's about that deconditioning process, about peeling the onion of all the things that isn't truly you. All the hurts, all the wounding, all the trauma, all the conditioning, all the belief systems that do not express your beauty, your divinity. That's what it's about, peeling those layers to come to that beautiful self, that light that you are. So I want you to know that. I deeply care about that. And I'm here rooting for you always. So I invite you to come back every week and create this sacred space of transformation for yourself, this sacred space of revival, restoration, rebirth, discovery, exploration. Explore your why, explore your soul desires, explore your heart's wishes with me in solo episodes, but also with inspired conversations of amazing guests that have all walked their path of discovering their true nature, joy, in their own way, and are doing amazing work in the world with their gifts. We all have gifts to bring to the table, and we are at a time right now where we need everybody's gifts and everybody's light. We need it turned on. We've got a lot of work to do. Thank you for being here, and I will talk to you again in the next episode of Soul Health Mentor 2.0, Season 2. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for listening to the Soul Health Mentor podcast with Nadia Kraus. If you like what you heard, please subscribe, rate, and review at Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are playing.